happy. I don't know what today is, but good morning. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening, a show where we celebrate resilience and inspire transformation. Our guests share their stories of how they overcame a trauma and turned it into a triumph. I am your host, Stars Tina. Get excited and let's have some fun. Woo! Hey! Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't really matter what day of the week it is, but I am so grateful and so honored to be here with each and every one of you. I want to welcome you to the Fit, Healthy, and Blessed Club if you're listening to me here on Clubhouse. But if you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching me on LinkedIn or Facebook, hello, and welcome to the Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening experience, show, whatever you want to call it. When you come into this space, my goal is to just motivate you. And if you were here a little earlier, you probably noticed Renee gave us some type of motivational video. Motivation is amazing, right? It's good to have when you're in the room, when you're working out, you have that person, you're motivated, you're excited. But then when that person's gone, it's like, oh, what do I do now with my life? That is when it's important for the inspiration to come. What inspires you? Who inspires you? Do me a favor right now and just write in the chat if you're watching me somewhere, what inspires you? If you're in the Clubhouse, type in there what inspires you or who inspires you. And I ask this question because sometimes we need that outside person to give you a little clarity. And I always say you have to focus on your future to get to the top. If you want to get to the top of your fitness goals, of your career, your finances, your relationships, you have to be focused. You have to have something, someone, or a why to inspire you. The thing that's going to inspire you is that one thing that's going to make you get up in the morning. So when you come into this space, we're going to motivate you. We're going to inspire you. And lastly, my goal is to give you the tools, the skills, and the strategies to overcome and to push through the struggles of life. I am Stars Tina, your Traumedy life and health coach. My goal is to take you from good to great to amazing. And today's topic is amazing. I love it. It is, what is a mind, body, and soul awakening? And this is great that we're having this topic because I'm finishing off, yes, knock on all the wood, finishing my book, which is Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening, which is pretty much a little bird's eye view of what I do and why I do it. So hello, Chris. Welcome to the space. We're going to start with our question of the day. I hear someone mowing the lawn outside. It's just funny how sounds just come about, right? So if you're watching me, I see I have some people there. Just kind of say hi to me. Renee, welcome. I'm going to pull you up on the screen. How you doing today, Renee?
I am amazing. I feel like I have already accomplished a day's work already, and it's only 8:30. So I'm feeling great and accomplished. I have a whole rest of my day to do even more.
I love that. And that has to do with like the morning rituals. Yesterday I was talking about evening rituals, the importance of knowing what you're going to do. If you have a plan, it is so easy to focus on it. Chris and Mommy, in my mind, I sent you guys a text. We had such a great meeting last night. We have our Shooting Stars Tribe. If you didn't know, I run an online fitness boutique studio along with my coaching program, and I have the honor of having Chris Kissel as one of my coaches, and we had a meeting last night. We honored, we supported, we gave a lot of love to our girl Aisha, who was member in the spotlight for 6 months straight. Let me tell you, 6 months straight, she's been pushing and pushing. So we just kind of gave her some extra love last night. And then we had another special talk because it's the end of the quarter, as you know. So every quarter we like to reset our body with some type of fast. So we were talking about fasting. We were talking about our seniors. And Chris and Mommy, I would love to do a live with you guys about the ketones, because with our fast, we're going to add ketones to it to support. We're also having a challenge next month for our seniors. Chris teaches a class on Wednesday at 7 a.m. My goal is to do a class Monday, Friday. So we're going to have this beautiful challenge for the month of July, supported with the ketones to give you energy, to help you sleep, all that wonderful stuff. So I just wanted to add that in there in case I forget, ladies, just to let you know. So with that being said, today I want to share with you what a mind, body, and soul awakening is for me. But before we do that, come on up to the stage, Chris, Mommy, Renee. Before I jump into it, I want you to tell me what you think of. And Renee, I'm going to have you go first. When you hear mind, body, and soul awakening, what exactly do you think of? I'm gonna give you a little second to think about it. As you're thinking about it, if you have not already tapped into my podcast, I think it would really add some value to your life. Today I'm doing an interview, and low-key I'm a little nervous about the interview because my podcast is about people who've gone through some type of trauma and then turned it into a triumph. And every guest that I've had, it's been full of energy, it's been full of light, full of love. And I'm not saying today isn't going to be like that. It's just the issues that we cover can sometimes be trigger warnings for other people. So as you're listening to this episode today, just realize there may be some trigger warnings of things that may have happened in your past. Conversations may come up like childhood traumas. I'm listening to a book, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. And as I'm listening to this and going through it, I have some of my clients read it as we go through, because your body holds on to things that you sometimes try to forget about, you try not to think about, but your body holds on to it. And one section of the book that I was listening to this morning, it was saying how your genes and your organs change from traumas. So like what you're born with, say for example, you have, I don't know about the chromosomes and all that scientific stuff, guys, but pretty much the way you're born and the way you're raised can change is so wild. So trigger warnings, if you've ever had childhood traumas, maybe domestic violence, maybe suicide or anything like that, we are here to just kind of put that umbrella of love over you and letting you realize it is extremely important to talk about these things. I had therapy this morning. My therapy is at 7:30 in the morning. I love it. And let me tell you, two things she said to me that were just like amazing for me. And one of them I'm going to share with you all because it may possibly help you. And I was saying how, you know, in life, my goal is to have better relationships with everything from my guy to my mother to my daughter. And when I started my session today, I said, I really want to focus on me. Working on me. I'm not saying I'm broken because none of us are broken. You are not broken. Renee's not broken. Mom is not broken. Chris, whoever's watching this, you are not broken. But there's things that's going on with us where we feel like something isn't right. And she mentioned to me, it's very important that the healing starts with yourself. You really can't work on a relationship with your daughter or with your husband or with whoever you're having the issue with if you're not taking care of the relationship with yourself. And once you have dealt with your own situation and your own feelings, then you can confront the other people in your life that you have issues with. But the one most important thing is having no expectations when you're talking to these people. So say, for example, you have a friend and there's an issue going on and you really don't want to talk about it because you don't want to upset the friendship. Maybe they talk a lot. And they just talk. And it's just, you love the friendship, but you really don't want to say anything to them because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to, suppress their personality. And you can share how you feel with that person, but don't expect that person to change. That could possibly be who they are. So healing yourself and not expecting other things from other people. Let's jump right into the topic. Renee, mind, body, soul, awakening. What do you think of when you hear that?
So when I think of my body and soul awakening, I think of all three of those as gifts from God that make up who I am. And it all starts with the mind. I believe that it's in that order on purpose. The mind controls everything when I think of it. It's all about the mindset. We have the capability to do anything and be anything and feel anything because it all starts in our mind. The body, when I think of the body, it comes out of the mindset, right? It flows right out of the mindset. I want to treat my body like a temple, like I said, a gift from God. So once the mind is right, I think of the body awakening into a new state of being and to achieve as close to perfection as we can, as far as taking the optimal care of ourselves. And then the soul is the essence of all of that. When I think of it, who I am as a person, like my personality, my compassion, all the things that make me me. So when I think of the mind, mind, body, and soul awakening, that is what comes to my mind.
Okay, so when you think of awakening, would you say that you're awakened in those three aspects of your life?
Yes, with the caveat that I believe that we all are in a constant state of awakening, is what I believe. There's no end point. It's a life journey to always continue to be the best that we can be, the best versions of ourselves. So does that answer the question?
Oh, it does. And yes, I totally agree with you. To say that I'm fixed, I'm healed, it's an ongoing process, unless you die, of course, because then, because life is over. Mommy Chris, what are your thoughts on the topic? You hear me talk about it a lot. What do you think of? And again, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. It's just terms. Would you like to share your thoughts on the topic, Mommy? If you're able to speak on mic, if not, otherwise, go ahead, Mommy.
Okay. Can you repeat it?
Good morning. Girlfriend, are you listening to me or are you twiddling your toes?
I was actually inviting people.
Good job. We're talking about the name of the room. We're talking about my reawakened titles of what I'm doing of the podcast, Mind, Body, Soul Awakening. When you hear that, what do you think of?
Well, now I believe I'm like you. I'm concentrating on me, on my mind, on my body, and my soul. Because if mine isn't right, I can't begin to help anybody else.
I love that. And it is so true. At the end of the day, everyone's like, I want to help, I want to serve. But you can't serve and help people if you're messed up in the head. It's not going to happen. Have you ever heard the saying, hurt people hurt people? There's an amazing song. Let me see if I can find it right now, because I love this song. Hurt people hurt people. The guy that was on that TV show, what was it called? Juicy Smollett is his name. I don't even know.
Oh, Jesse.
But they spelled his name wrong here because they have J-U-S-S-I. Can you hear this song?
Broken hearted people are the first ones. Once they started, they can be the worst ones. Love is a weapon if you don't use it right. Now we watch.
Here we go, crew. Here we go. Can you hear me, Renee?
Hurt people, they don't know why.
Can you hear me, Renee?
Hurt people, they don't even try. No. We all go through things in our lives that don't make the shit alright. You don't hear me. Listen clearly. Hurt people, and they say goodbye. Hurt now, people hurt now, hurt now, and they say goodbye. Heartache, beating, when you pull a fast one's lying, scheming. Kind of life is that one? What will the world remember you for? When love gets knocked down, it comes back for more. Hurt people, they don't know why. Hurt people, they don't even try. No. We all go through things in our life that don't make shit alright. You don't hear it. Listen clearly. Hurt people, and they say goodbye. don't know why. Hurt people, hurt people. They don't even try. We all go through things in our lives. That don't make shit alright. You don't hear me. No, listen clearly. Hurt people, hurt people. Then they say goodbye. Hurt now. Hurt now. Hurt now. I ain't hurt no more.
I ain't hurt no more. I ain't hurt no more. What about you? Woo! Okay, Renee, so hearing that song, I want to add something else to my 300 list. Buying a flute. Oh my gosh. So that song definitely hit me hard again. And I liked at the end of the song, he says, I'm not hurting anymore. I got super emotional during that song because I know that sometimes my tone can be extremely harsh and hurt people. And it's not like I purposely do it. It's just, in some parts I'm kind of hurt. What are your thoughts on the song? You guys love, hey, Brookie, what are your thoughts on the song and the feeling? What did you feel?
I loved it. And everyone, I believe, is broken in some way. There are no perfect people. And the people who love the people who are healing know that they're healing. So they understand that, like you use the example of you sometimes say things that might hurt people. You don't mean to, but the people who love you and care about you understand that. And they don't get fixated on that moment when you may wish that you had not hurt them, using the example.
Love it. Thank you, Renee. Welcome, Maurice. Hey there. Hey, Brookie. If you're watching us and you're just coming through, I am Stars Tina, and we are in the Fit, Healthy, and Blessed room. If you're on Clubhouse, if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, hello. Today we are talking about the topic, mind, body, and soul awakening. What does that mean to you? And it got a little heavy because I played the song Hurt People. And Chris, what are your thoughts on the topic? Would love to hear from you if you're able to share.
I can. At first, I think that song's so sad because it's so true. I just don't want people to hurt. But anyway, on the mind, body, soul awakening, I loved how Renee explained each piece and that they're all gifts from God. And they are kind of three separate entities. And I think some days my mind works better than my soul, and some days my soul works better than my mind, and some days my mind wants to move my body doesn't want to move. So I think the awakening part is when they all come together. So you have those days where everything is working. And I think it's just a day-to-day thing. And it's something that we work on each individual part. And the more we work on each individual part, the more they start coming together and playing together, and it just all works. So to me, the awakening part is when everything is working together and you have those days where you're just unstoppable. My take on it.
I'm trying to clip. I'm clipping what she's saying, so you may not hear me talking because that was so good. Chris, I couldn't have asked for that even better. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I was clipping what she wrote so I could repost it because you hit it right on the nail, Chris. I couldn't have explained it even more. And I'm glad that people are getting this, because when I came up with this title, with this mind, body, soul awakening, it was a work in progress. My girl Brooke's name on it. You know what's so crazy, Brooke? When you first, my friend Brooke, one of my bestest friends in the whole wide world, her Instagram name is, well, I probably shouldn't say it because she may not want people to know. But anyway, work in progress. When I first heard it, I was just like, what kind of name is that? What kind of Instagram name is that? And we are all a work in progress. So my point is, when I was coming up with the title, Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening, it just made me think of all the things I've gone through in my life. And Chris nailed it. You know, the podcast, if you listen to any of the episodes, and like I said, I'm nervous about today's interview, it hits those hard conversations, those things people don't want to talk about. Being hurt, whether it's in love. And there's no comparison with being in love and a guy breaking your heart and losing your mother from, you know, from cancer or whatever. In my opinion, it's all the same. Because let me be honest with you guys. When my heart got broken the first time from my kid's father, I thought I was dying. The second time. Not the first time. The first time it happened to me, don't laugh, I actually tried to kill myself. I've got like marks on my wrist. I took all these pills because in my little stupid little mind, you know, I was like, I thought my life was over because he was leaving me. It was actually 4th of July, I remember, because we had just finished watching the fireworks. And he was like, Tina, it's 4th of July and I think we need to be independent and I'm breaking up with you. And I was like, ugh! I was like literally having a heart attack. That was the first time, you know, I got over that. But then years later, this was when we were adults after we had our 2 kids, he broke up with me again. And I was like, what is going on? I actually went to the doctor and I was like, something's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong. My heart, my head, like I was feeling it. And she was like, girl, you have a broken heart. That's it. So when people talk about traumas and pains, whether it's breaking up with a guy, whether it's, you know, you're losing your best friend, losing your dog. You know, I don't get it because I'm not a dog person, but I know when some people lose their dogs, they have a fit. So there's no comparison from one to the other. Maurice, I would love to hear from you if you're around, and Brooke. So we're talking about the awakening of your mind. And I want to give you guys some strategies, some things that I have learned. Maybe you can share some things that have worked for you, that has helped you have an awakening. Maybe you haven't had an awakening yet. And one other thing I want to say that Chris said is having the balance of all of them. And I want to say this works with fitness as well. Some people think, I'm going to exercise, woo, woo, only exercise. But it's more than just exercise. You have to have balance with everything, balancing with what you're eating, how you're eating, when you're eating. And if you just think about that one thing of eating, it's not just eating, like I said. How are you eating? Are you really chewing the food? Are you embracing the food? Are you eating at the right times? And then along with the eating, well, are you meditating? Are you being still? Are you getting your sleep? So there's so many aspects. So when it comes with the awakening, those 3 things are so very important. When it comes to your body, oh, Lord of mercy. Brooke, I'm warning you now, girlfriend. When you get 50, I am so pissed that nobody warned me. Now, my mother's telling me how it is in the 70s, you know, when you get to be 70, but it would have been nice if someone would have said, girl, when you turn 50, things are going to change. And maybe it won't happen for you, but I'm sure someone who was in their 50s knew that things were going to change. They knew when you look at a piece of cake, it's going to hit your thighs. They knew that you were going to have to wear glasses to see things. It would have been nice to have some type of warning for these things. So your body will change. Your mind will change. The things that you want in life. I'm not going to say things have really changed that much for me, but they will. You may want to, like, who would think I would want a garden? Tina, like legit. And I was thinking the other day, well, I can't do the garden until I get my nails done because I don't want to mess up my nails. But like I enjoy, even though I only went to the garden once, which was probably 3 weeks ago. I did look at it on Sunday, but you know, your body and your mind and everything's changed. And then when I think of soul, I think of your faith, your relationship with God or your universal intelligence, whoever or whatever that is for you. That is so important. And something that I've added to our classes, we have our fitness classes, and my Aunt Sharon takes classes with us now. And at the end of each class, I'm like, give us a prayer. So we have like a little outro at the end of class. It's like, okay, God, peace and about. Okay, we don't say that to God, but we do give a thank you, you know, and that's so important to have these rituals in your life to make things better. I'm feeling like we're coming to the top of the hour, the end of the convo. I would love to hear, you know, but maybe some of you are just listening while you're at work, which is great. We are here Tuesday and Thursday on this app here, sharing questions, thoughts, concerns. But then every Wednesday out pops a new podcast episode. And this week is all about Glenn Lundy, someone that I met virtually on this app about 2 years ago. And I did meet him 2 years ago as well. And he is absolutely amazing. I actually posted a bonus track today of a speech that he did. And I love to surround myself with people that are doing things that I aspire to do. He's a public speaker. He actually won a contest called the Great American Speak Off. So he's the #1 speaker in America. And the wildest thing is I was actually in the rounds with him. They had it virtually first. And I remember when they called the winners, like the top 20, I saw his name and I was like, oh my gosh, Glenn Lundy. And I was in the same list. So I actually got to the finals, but then he kept going. Long story short, he was in Vegas. That's where he actually won the contest. And I had dinner with him and a few other people. And I should probably post this today as well. And he has a plane. He has a jet, actually. And most of my life, that has been one of my goals. And I'm having a private vision board party for selected few people because I noticed some people, not to say they don't want certain things, but I am like that big dreamer, that big go-getter, like I'm going to get it. And Glenn Lundy has a jet. So I had a conversation with him. How did you do it? Another woman, Barbara Majeski, I interviewed her as well. She has a plane as well. So I'm having this conversation with him and listening to how he got it, why he got it. He actually got it because he wanted to spend more time with his family. He travels a lot. And he said the time it took him to get to the airport, go through TSA, and when the first time he got his jet, he said to his wife, you want to go such and such place with me? And she says, will I be able to be home for dinner with the kids? They have 8 kids. So the podcast is really enlightening. It's brightening your soul to realize you can have anything you want in life. So that's what the podcast is about every Wednesday. And I'm actually coming up on my final episode soon. It happens so quickly and I'm loving it because it's expanding my mind. And did you know that when you expand your mind, it's like a rubber band, you stretch it, you can't really make it smaller again. So this mind of mine has been stretching, especially with the reading. I'm doing something called 75 Hard. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that. Lord of mercy, let me tell you. It's a challenging thing. 2 workouts a day, 1 inside, 1 outside for 45 minutes. You have to take a progress picture every day. You have to read 10 pages a day. That's probably why my mind is just growing so much because I'm doing so much reading these days. And you can't cheat on your whatever healthy journey of eating you're doing. Is that all of them, Renee? I think I got them all. Did I miss anything on 75 Hard? That's it, but that's a lot. Did I miss anything?
Nope, you got them.
Yeah, that's a lot. So, there's a lot of things going on. I'm knocking on wood that my Toastmasters comes through. And that's it. I'm rambling now. We hit our point, mind, body, and soul awakening. Hurt people. Today, I'd like to leave you with this one thing. The healing starts with yourself. Start with yourself with a little meditation. And you can start off with 2 minutes a day. I have this rock here that says grace on it, so I can give myself some grace and gratitude, live in a space of gratitude. And Chris always has a lovely outlook in life. Everything she does is just full of life. And when she said, she hates the fact that some people are hurting, I love that, Chris, because it's true. And that's why we have to put our hand out and support other people. That's what God wants us to do. Our goal is to change the world. So heal yourself and then go to the people that you feel you want to talk to that may have hurt you or whatever, but don't expect anything from it. With that being said, please tap into the podcast, listen, comments. And if you're looking for a mind, body, soul awakening, whether it's with your fitness, your relationships, tap into me. I can give you a one-on-one discovery call. You can join into our tribe of fitness classes this month. We're really focused on the seniors. We're doing a senior challenge next month. And you don't have to be over 70. The classes are amazing. They're fun. And I'm getting out of here because I'm tired of talking. So peace and a bottle of hair grease. See you later, guys.